Hello. Welcome back to the Empowered Podcast. I am so honored that you are here. If you can hear any noise behind me, I have a very happy puppy dog chewing her bone. And you know what? I'm not going to tell her to stop because let's face it, this is a part of life and we are here to live life to the fullest. If you are new to the Empowered Podcast, hi, how are you? I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. If you're one of the incredible members who have been here for so long, downloading episode after episode, thank you for being here. If you're one of my one-on-one clients who keeps telling me about how you listen to all of these episodes and they create such a shift in your life just from listening, hi, I'm so glad you're here. And it's such an honor to support you. Oh, working with my clients is just it's my favorite thing. It feels so good to witness them move through the fear, move through the blocks, move through the uncertainty and into their truth, into their power, into their feminine warrior. It's incredible. So today we are talking all about intuition because it's one of my favorite things to talk about because it's something that I feel as a collective we are ignoring too much, and I'm ready for that to shift. And I think that you might be too. I'm just going to take a sip of my afternoon tea. So intuition. I want to start off by giving you a little bit of space to ask yourself, what is intuition? How would you describe it to your girlfriend? How would you describe it to a 5-year-old child? What is intuition? And I want you to consider and ask yourself, why is intuition important? Like, what's the point of me even talking about it right now? I shared that I'm passionate about it, that it's important to me, but why do you think that is? What role does intuition play in our lives and the well-being and happiness of the planet? So take a moment, explore those 2 questions, or 3, I suppose. And really let yourself ground in. Let yourself anchor in, settle in, and arrive here. Whether you are driving or cooking or out for a walk or sitting quietly on your couch or watching your kids at the park, whatever's occurring, whatever you're doing, take a moment to just really anchor into the presence. Notice your surroundings. Notice how you feel. Notice you now. Notice what it feels like to be present. And then from this place of presence, I want to welcome you into a world where your intuition can be felt on every level, where any question that you ever ask is already answered and you know it, where there is no fear or doubt as to whether or not an answer will come. It is just blind faith, complete trust. Of course, my answer is on its way. Of course, what I desire is on its way. Of course, I can have everything that I want. Of course, I can build this business in this way. Of course, I can be a business owner and a good mama. Of course, I can be happy in my relationship. Of course, I can be my ideal weight without a lot of work and effort. Of course, I can be happy. What would that feel like? What does that look like in your mind? To live in a world where that is already true. The reason I want to talk to you about intuition is we have this backwards view as our Western culture that we are supposed to struggle. And I do believe that our souls have incarnated here into this human being form in order to move through challenge, to learn, yes. But that is not the equation of suffering. Suffering is constantly dragging our butts, trying to have something that we want that we just can't get, instead of noticing what is already present. That's what gratitude is. Gratitude is being in the present moment. Gratitude allows you to witness your surroundings right here, right now, wherever you are, and feel joy, feel peace, feel love, and know that in this moment, that already is enough. Even if you're struggling to pay your bills, even if you just went through some sort of relationship shift or breakup or confusion and you don't know what's around the corner, even if you fear that you might lose your job to this global pandemic or you already have, Even if you're uncertain about what tomorrow brings, can you find the gratitude in this moment? Can you allow yourself to come into the presence that, oh, actually, right now, if I turn off the yearning and the craving for more, I kind of have everything that I need. When you come into the present moment, when you come into the state of gratitude, it changes everything. And in the state of gratitude is where you can feel and hear and experience your intuition more fully. Because as I mentioned, collectively, we have created this belief system and we have perpetuated it for decades that we are supposed to struggle, that earning money is hard, that doing what we love is not possible, that we are supposed to suffer and struggle through our life only to die in the end. I'm so tired of it. I don't know about you, but I'm exhausted from this ideology that life is actually supposed to be crappy. Like, no, no, that's a hard no for me. Absolutely not. Now, don't get me wrong. I've gone through a significant amount of challenges within myself. However, the difference, if you're watching me on video, I want you just to notice this right now. Can you see? Oh, you can't even see her. My puppy is literally standing on the couch beside me, trying to get my attention, saying, Mom, you're done with the podcast. I want to play. Dixie, I just need a few minutes, okay? I'll be with you in just a minute. No, just stay. Moms, am I right? Okay. I don't remember where I was, probably on a soapbox somewhere, but I'm going to ground myself from that soapbox. And this is what I have to say to you. Everything that you desire is possible in the way that you desire it. You are the co-creator of your entire life. And your reality is nothing more than the manifestation of your thoughts, patterns, and beliefs that have been occurring for years. It takes commitment. It takes being willing to invite in healing and mentorship and support. It takes falling down and getting back up again, but it does not take suffering. It does not need to feel like a struggle. Whatever you can envision or imagine or see in your mind, girl, you can make that happen. If you want to raise your kids and not get lost in motherhood and instead still feel like your own person, make that your daily commitment. Make choices every single day that lead towards you being able to be and have exactly that. It will happen. If you desire to start your own business during a global pandemic and you want to make $100,000 your first year, commit to it. Choose it. Declare it. The key thing is to remember that every single day that we connect into our truth, into ourselves, we're connecting into our intuition. And where we often get tripped up is we feel our intuition, but we convince ourselves in our mind that that's not what it is. That can't be. I mean, that doesn't make sense. I shouldn't start a business in a global pandemic. I have to struggle like the other moms because everyone else around me is exhausted and tired. I can't make that amount of money because my husband is the breadwinner, and that just doesn't make any sense. These are all belief systems. And the beautiful thing about a belief system is that it can be changed. Your intuitive guidance, your intuition, your innate feminine wisdom that runs through your being. This is the part of you that is the most connected to your true self, to your higher self, to your God self, to your soul. This part of you is connected to all, literally all there is, beyond what we can fathom in our mind. This is the part of you that is connected to the energy that keeps the solar system flowing. This is the part of you that's connected to the birth process, the death process, the earth, and how seasons change. This is the part of you that is connected to the destruction of a hurricane. This is the part of you that is connected to every single human being desiring to feel loved. Okay? This is the part of you that is connected to all. It is not bogged down by whether or not you have enough money. It is not bogged down by whether or not your sister-in-law likes you. It is not bogged down by whether or not you fit into your jeans. Those things don't matter when you get into your soul essence. That's a human quality. And yes, you're allowed to have it. Absolutely. I'm not taking that away from you, nor saying you shouldn't have that. However, you have to also know how to go beyond that. It's a duality being a human. We are human and we are soul together at the same time. And when you spend time exploring your intuition, when you spend time tapping into that intuitive guidance, when you get curious about, so what was that nudge about? Why do I feel that way in my gut? why do I suddenly just know that I shouldn't be doing this, but I have no reason as to why? When you start exploring those impulses or those pulsations that you can feel from within, you start tapping into your truth. And when you're tapped into your truth, oh my goodness, you guys, it's so good. Things just make sense. Like, okay, I'm going to talk business for a second. I have been deeply committed to following my intuition for, well, years, but I'd say like really wholeheartedly 2 feet jump in probably since April. And when you read Feminine Warrior, you'll read about my breakdown that occurred. I think it was April or May. I think it was April that occurred kind of based on the global pandemic. We were on lockdown. I was just absolutely falling apart. And I finally fully surrendered. And I crumbled to my knees and I cried to God and said, I'm not okay. I can't handle this right now. I'm not able to pull myself out of this. I need help. And in that moment, the intuition that I received was not some incredible, miraculous experience of, Deanna, do this. What I received was this vision in my mind. It wasn't physical in front of me. I could see it in my mind. When I closed my eyes, I saw a horizon. And it was as though the sun was just rising over this horizon. It was still dark. You couldn't see the full sun yet, but there was this deep sense of stillness. And I remember in that moment when I felt that intuition, when I could see that guidance, what it was really saying to me, or how I perceived it, which is our intuition, how I perceived it was, be still, do nothing. And at that point, I had had 6 discovery calls with potential clients and 6 big fat no's. I was in major debt. I didn't know how I was going to continue with my business. I had fearful thoughts that maybe no one will ever hire a coach again and my entire career is screwed. I also had just spent thousands of dollars on my book publisher and realized that I was no longer able to launch it in the way that I wanted. There was just so many factors, as all of us had. There were so many factors that made me confused about my business and what was possible. And yet my intuitive guidance was to do nothing. Be still, do nothing. Your intuition is going to challenge your thoughts. Your intuition is going to challenge what you believe to be true. In that moment, I believed that if I wanted to make some money in my business and get out of debt, I had to put some work into my business. That was the belief. My guidance told me otherwise. And so I did nothing. I sat around. I read books. I worked out, played video games, drank probably too much. Just was present, like just did the things. And in time, short amount of time. So that happened, I think, towards the end of April, come the end of May, early June. So just over a month, I stayed deeply committed to my personal practice of meditation every day, even when I didn't feel like it, of Kundalini yoga, of breath work, of chanting and journaling all around my money beliefs, all around abundance, all around letting go of my lack mindset. And it wasn't just for money, but this was for expanding my consciousness and expanding my ability to co-create and manifest a life that I desired. And within just over a month, the Intuition series was born. This incredible program, this course, literally flowed through me. I had no energy to create a course. I didn't have the understanding of how to put a course online. Like I'd done Facebook things before, but I'd never actually created an online course portal. I felt, it just didn't feel like, it didn't seem right in my mind, but I could feel the guidance from within just show up. Host the Intuition Masterclass, lead it into the Intuition series, guide these individuals, whoever says yes, guide these souls through this process and watch the magic ensue. So I did. I followed my guidance. I followed what felt right. I didn't know what was coming next. I didn't know what the next week's plan was going to be. I hadn't mapped everything out. I just continuously surrendered into my own intuitive guidance. And right now, I am in the process of welcoming new souls into this course, the Intuition series. This is my 3rd time of having doors open to it. It is an incredible program that transforms your interaction with your own intuition. It literally builds a relationship between you, who you believe yourself to be, and your true self. It allows you to be more than who you've been seeing yourself as so far. It allows you to move through the veils and the layers and the sheaths of disillusion, of misbelief, of fear, and instead come into joy, abundance, love, connection, relationship, possibility. And it's been amazing. I have had such a privilege and an honor of walking women through this program, the Intuition Series. There's 5 different modules, and they go really, really deep into this type of spiritual conversation. If you haven't listened to my podcast episode, I don't even remember when I posted it, but it was all about my beliefs around spirituality, like what God is to me, basically. It's a really, really great podcast episode if this is new conversation for you, or if you're just super curious and want some more insight as to what my beliefs are and what my background is. And the Intuition Series, this course, I feel like I don't even have the words for it right now. So I hope that through this podcast, you can feel my energy in the deep connection that this course is beyond words. It's more than who we are. It's more than who we've been allowing ourselves to be, I should say. It is each of us stepping into our own feminine warrior. It is giving us the foundational tools to understand with our mind what our body already knows. It helps us remove blockages. It helps us have easeful, flowing intuition through our whole body. It helps us understand how to balance our chakras so that we can have free-flowing energy through our system. Let the prana flow. It helps us understand divine symbolism. What does it mean when you receive a symbol that feels like a gift from God? What does that mean, and what do you do with it? It allows us to explore what does it mean to hold a personal ceremony for yourself? What does it mean to hold ceremony for others? And how do you actually do it? What does that look like? What could it look like? What do you want it to look like? It literally gives you all the tools that you need to live a life fully aligned with your intuition. And I'm really proud of this course, primarily because I know that it's not just through me, that I know that this was channeled. I know that this came through me from that moment when I was out on the golf course and I surrendered because I couldn't handle it. It was too much for me to try to keep it all together. And when I stopped trying to keep it all together, the Intuition Series was born. Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but that's okay. I'm used to that. I'm used to the experience that I have within my own growth process, often being a little bit slower than I want it to be. I'm easing and easing into that more and more every day. So when you're listening to this, I want you to ask yourself, what could it feel like to have that amount or level of faith and trust in your guidance from within? What if you could be willing to give up on launches, which I've done? Do not launch a new program because energetically and intuitively it's not right. What if you could know within yourself when you need to create a shift in your relationship before things get worse in order to get better? What if you could witness an experience where you know something's off with your child, and instead of consulting, different ways online or what with your friends, what they've done with their kids, instead you just turn inward? Your intuition guides you because your soul and their soul are so deeply connected. You don't need any external influence on how to handle the situation. You simply need to get more present with yourself, to be guided from within, to show up and support your sweet little baby. What would it feel like for you to trust and know in your business that abundance is always knocking at your door? And it's just a matter of getting more and more in alignment with your truth. That every time you release energetic blocks, every time you allow prana to flow through your body, you're actually inviting in abundance. What would it feel like for you to say yes to yourself and show up boldly in this program, this course, the Intuition Series? You guys, this course is only $444. In the year of 2020, the very beginning of the year, I could feel this number 4 energy, and I didn't know anything about numerology. I thought, I don't know, I feel like all my prices need to change. I switched all my prices to start with a 4. Instead of, usually I would offer 3 tips or 3 tools or 3 this, 3 that, and everything started becoming 4. And the price of this program was $444 Canadian. The number so far for 2021, the number's 1, which means the price of this course with lifetime access to everything you get with it and the ability to transform your life, $1,111 will be the new price. And I share that with you because I know that a lot of us struggle with having an abundance mindset, and we stay in that lack mentality. And I've spent a majority of my life there. Trust me, I get it. And I've been doing some really deep, deep work to shift my belief systems around it and to get clear on what my resistance is and be present with the discomfort and really notice where I'm sabotaging myself. And what I've come to learn through that process is that all of us are completely, perfectly aligned to be abundant, to have everything that we need. The only difference is that when it's not manifesting in your physical reality, you're just getting tripped up on a different belief that goes against it. A belief that money is hard, or a belief that you shouldn't earn more than your partner, or a belief that you can't be a mom and earn great money, or a belief that if you earn lots of money, you'll be exhausted. There's a million beliefs that you could be subscribed to. And when you start tapping into your intuition, you help identify those beliefs and blocks. It becomes easier to move through it. It becomes easier to dance with it and allow yourself to move beyond it. So I want you to know that this course, the Intuition Series, it has the power to change your life if you're willing to let it. And I hope that you are, because I would be so honored to welcome you in. There are some really fun activities going on for the month of November and December 2020. I really want us to complete this very bizarre year from a place of confidence and trust and knowing, absolutely knowing that we are here on purpose, that we are here to create a change, and that we will create that change. And then it starts from within. One more thing that I want to mention about the Intuition Series. For those of you who consider yourself healers, empaths, leaders, soul-based business owners, I have something really, really special that I'm going to be announcing in 2021. It has been building in me for 2 years. This is another intuition piece. This program has been building in me for 2 years, but I have been waiting for the intuitive guidance as to when to launch it. I was going to launch it this August, and kind of at the last minute, right before I announced anything publicly, I could feel my body saying, whoa, nope, not yet. And the current alignment, the current intuition is January. So in January, I'm going to be launching this new course program. I think it's more of a partnership, actually. Partnership between yourself, myself, and an incredible community of others just like each of us. And it's really going to be geared towards you honing in on your gifts and your skills, your soul gifts, your soul skills, how you're creating change. Because it's become very apparent to me that we need massive change in this world, and I can't do it alone. And I'm aware of that. And I want to support you by teaching you everything that I've learned, as well as calling in the incredible women in my community and have them teach you what they've learned so that together we can rise. We can rise in our abundance. We can rise in our impact. We can rise in our ability of giving back to others. We can rise in our confidence in knowing our place and our purpose. We can rise in who we truly are so that we can create change. This program that I'm announcing in 2021, a prerequisite for this program will be the Intuition Series. It's so important to me that you have this foundational set of skills and knowledge, because this is going to be the stepping stone towards the work that we do in this new program, this new partnership. The work that we do is going to be much deeper than I have offered in other programs in the past. And I'm really, really, really excited because I can feel myself every day expanding and expanding and expanding. And I'm ready to welcome in new individuals who are ready to do that expansion as well on a really powerful level. So, as I just mentioned, the Intuition Series is open right now. It costs $444. You receive lifetime access. It is a prerequisite for you even considering joining my program in 2021 if you're a healer, leader, empath, or soul-based business. Keep those in mind when you're making your decision. I don't want your decision to come from your head. However, I know that you're going to go there. So keep these things in mind and then come into your heart and let your heart guide you. What feels right? What feels true? Okay? You got this. For more information about the Intuition series, I'm sure that I'll put it in the show notes, but also you can go to bit.ly/the Intuition series. All the details you need are there. You can register straight from that website. And of course, if you have questions, hit me up. Let's chat. Let's see what's possible, what's present, what is on your heart. I love you. Thank you for joining me here today. And until next time, mwah, ciao.